This is the Jeep Compass Trailhawk, and it's similar to wearing sports shoes over your casual outfit. Well, we draw the comparison because it's still your normal Jeep Compass 4x4, but Jeep has added a lot of bits to make it more off-road worthy. Well, what are the differences? Let's find out. अगर आप Jeep Compass Trailhawk का डिटेल रिव्यू हिंदी में देखना चाहते हैं तो ऊपर दिए हुए लिंक पे ज़रूर क्लिक कीजिए. Now, in terms of the exterior, it gets a lot of changes to differentiate it from the normal Compass. Firstly, it gets a hood decal over here which says the word Trailhawk. The wheels, they are now 17 inches in size and 5-spoke in design. The front bumpers are different now, which gives it a better approach angle of around 30 degrees. Even the breakover angle is now at 24 degrees, and the rear with its new and improved bumper gets a departure angle of 34 degrees. You also get a red tow hook over there. Now the water fording depth is 480 millimeters. Even the smaller changes that you could see around will be the trail rated badges, which shows how capable this car is. And even the Compass badge gets a red outlining to show that it's a Trailhawk version. And now rest of the exterior design elements remain the same, which means you get the same front fascia that the current facelifted Jeep Compass gets. You get the 7-slat iconic Jeep grille. The headlights, they are projector LED units, and even the fog lamps, they are LED units. And at the rear, you get the same LED tail light. Now the overall design remains the same, but you need a keen eye to figure out what's different over the standard Compass. The biggest key giveaway is those 17-inch alloy wheels, which are all-terrain by the way, and the big Trailhawk decal that you see on the hood. Now let's take a look at what's different with the interiors. Now in terms of the changes to the interior, they're not really that major. All the things that you get are the red stitching that you see across the dashboard and on the seat, and the Trailhawk badges on the front seats. Overall, everything else is similar to the top-end Jeep Compass that you get. So you get soft touch materials everywhere over here on the door, and a little bit scratchy plastics on the lower half of the dashboard. The new steering wheel that we've come to see in the new Jeep cars. You get your 10-inch digital instrument cluster with a host of information right over here. The 10.1-inch Uconnect screen, which is a really big departure from the previous Compass. You got all your connectivity options over here, and you also get a 360-degree surround view camera, which would be useful for when you're off-roading. You got wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and you also got Alpine speakers, which sound really good. Additionally, you also get your dual zone climate control and ventilated seats. Now talking about the seats, they are 8-way power adjustable for both the driver and the passenger, and you also get the memory function for the driver. Other features include a wireless charging right over here and your panoramic sunroof. Now overall, the interiors don't see a lot of change, but there's nothing much to complain about. It's the same interiors that we see in the facelifted Compass, and they're a big departure from the previous Trailhawk, which missed out on a lot of nice things such as the digital cluster, the ventilated seats, and other features. In terms of practicality and rear seat space, it still remains the same, just like your Compass. So the space for the back, it's good for 2 people, not for 3 for long journeys, and the boot is also in the league of the cars of the same size, let's say the Seltos and the Creta, with around 438 liters of space. Now let's get to the main part, that is the driving and the off-road capability. Now driving the Jeep Compass Trailhawk. Now it comes with the same 2-liter Multijet diesel engine that we've seen in the standard Compass. It produces 170 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. Now the transmission is the 9-speed ZF gearbox, which comes mated to the 4x4 system. Now overall, we don't see any difference between this and the standard 4x4 Compass, even when it comes to the acceleration. Now this engine is really refined, and Jeep improved the NVH levels of the Compass after the facelift. The engine is not really audible till, let's say, 2,500 RPM, and after that, when you're pushing it really hard, it gets audible. Okay. Now talking about the performance, this engine, as we know, is known to be quick off the line and really well performing, but when it is mated to this 9-speed automatic gearbox, it likes taking things a bit slow. Now as soon as you reach 100 kilometers an hour, you're already in the 9th gear, which means that the car wants to take it slow and cruise well. Now the shifts, they are smooth and they are quick, and you will have no issues when you're driving in the city or even cruising on the highway. The only time when you'd find issues is when you need to, do those quick overtakes, or you're on those highways where you need a downshift real quick. Also, what's missing are the paddle shifters, so you have to rely on the gearbox for the manual mode right over here, which again is not as quick as you would want it to be. So we could say that the engine is strong, but because of the gearbox, it likes to go on a relaxed pace. If you want more power, more performance, and if you want more fun, then we'd recommend you to go for the manual avatar. Now, another thing that would have helped to improve the characteristic of the gearbox would be the drive modes. Now the Compass misses out on the drive modes that you get, such as the normal, comfort and sport, and all that you get are the off-road driving modes, which don't help to change the characteristics of the engine or the gearbox. We all know that the Compass is really good when it comes to the handling. The steering wheel, it's good to hold, and it's also really good when it comes to the feedback. Point it in a direction and it just shoots forward. You will have no problems when it comes to fun to drive factors, and we could easily say that it's one of the best ones in its segment. Even the suspension, it really has a good balance between comfort and handling. It's neither too stiff for the passengers nor too soft where it would compromise on your handling capabilities. All in all, the Trailhawk retains the fun to drive character of the standard Compass. Now coming to the off-roading part, this is where the Trailhawk excels and where it differentiates it from the standard one. You get your selected driving modes that you see in the standard one. It gets auto, snow, sand, and the newer addition for the Trailhawk is the rock mode. You also get a 4-wheel drive lock and a 4x4 low mode. Now in this, the Trailhawk comes with a 20:1 crawl ratio, where you can easily crawl over steep inclines or rough surfaces without worrying about braking or cruising. Secondly, it also comes with hill descent control, which essentially controls your speed down the slope. All you have to do is press a button and let the hill descent do it. Now the suspension, it has been lifted over 1 inches for better off-roading, and the ground clearance is now set at 205 mm. It's more than adequate for all your off-roading needs, and the suspension really soaks up everything that comes in its way. Even when we were trying to climb steep inclines or go over rocks and ruts, this engine and gearbox showed no problem whatsoever, and everything was really effortless for the Compass Trailhawk. Now the tires, they also deserve a special mention because they are all-terrain, all-season tires by Falcon. They are 17 inches in size, and again they are specially chosen for the Compass for the Trailhawk version. All in all, the Compass Trailhawk on the road, it's the same as your standard Compass. It's fun to drive, only let down by its gearbox at times. It's good at cruising, and you can expect a good mileage as well of around 14 or 15 kilometers to the liter. The highway manners are great thanks to the perfectly set up suspension with frequency damping, and because of the FSD suspension, the steering wheel, it's really feelsome and it feels great when you're out on the highway. And even off-roading, everything is taken in its stride thanks to the additional driving modes and the additional kit that you get for off-roading. Now as we saw today, the Jeep Compass Trailhawk is really capable when it comes to off-roading. It gets a lot of important stuff over the Compass that makes it much more fun to drive off the road. Now this car is not for everyone. If you want a good SUV that gives you all the features in the world, it's fun to drive and practical for 4 people, then the normal Compass, it fits the bill for you. It gets everything that you want. Even the engine and gearbox combo are the same in the standard 4x4 Compass. The Compass Trailhawk is for those people who want to go off-roading. And when you think of it, there are really not many options which are practical and sophisticated enough to go off the road. You got the Thar and the Gurkha at one end, and you got the Toyota Hilux, which will be coming soon, but that is too big. So the Compass fits right between these cars. The next option would be the Toyota Fortuner, but we feel that it'll be quite expensive over this one. Now regarding the prices, we expect the Trailhawk to be priced 1 or 1.5 lakh above the standard Compass, and for reference, the top end S variant of the Compass will cost you 29.36 lakhs. So this thing is going to be really expensive. So like we said before, the Compass Trailhawk is only for those if you want to go hardcore off-roading. For everything else, you got the normal Compass for you. So that was the Jeep Compass Trailhawk. Do let us know what you think of it and subscribe to our channel. Till then, this is Faisal signing off.